Welcome back, everyone, to today's Explainer. The wait is literally over. This absolutely massive tournament kicks off tomorrow. The entire world is going to be watching, and it feels like every single person has an opinion on who's going to come out on top. But today, we're stripping away all that noise. We're going on a quest to find the true contenders, looking strictly at the hard facts to separate the pretenders from the future champions. Let's get right into it.
Okay, the ultimate football question. Before we actually get to the teams, we really have to grasp the staggering scale of what's ahead of us.
104 matches. That is just an absolute marathon of football.
And it's being fought out by a massively expanded field of 48 teams, all fighting tooth and nail for just one single moment of glory.
Plus, the whole shebang takes place over a grueling 39-day window. Just think about the sheer physical and mental toll it takes on a squad to just survive those 39 days, let alone lift the actual trophy at the end.
So, what does this all mean? It boils down to this. Who handles the pressure when it matters most? Every analyst out there has their bold predictions, for sure. But as we look at the heavyweights today, remember that surviving the intense pressure cooker of those 39 days is literally the only metric that matters.
Let's kick off our countdown by heading straight to the South American Giants for our number 5 and number 4 picks. Coming in at number 5, we've got the defending champions Argentina. We all vividly remember Qatar 2022, arguably the greatest final ever played, right down to those absolutely agonizing penalties. Now, Lionel Messi is 38 years old, so this is officially his last dance. And while the overall squad is definitely getting older, they're looking to defy history by leaning hard on young stars like 24-year-old Julian Alvarez, who is unquestionably one of the absolute best strikers in Europe right now. Add in their world-class midfield and Lionel Scaloni's masterful management, he knows exactly how to handle this group after winning 2 Copa Americas and a World Cup. But here's the catch. No team has successfully defended a World Cup title since Brazil did it way back in 1962. So history is totally against them, but honestly, no one would be surprised if they proved history wrong all over again.
Now, 24 years. Brazil's long wait. Just pause for a second and let the weight of that number sink in. For a country with 5 titles, a country that literally treats football as its national identity, 24 years since 2002 is an agonizingly long drought.
Which brings us to number 4, Brazil. And how they plan to end this drought is super fascinating. They're now under the leadership of Carlo Ancelotti, the most decorated club manager in European football history. He's done something incredible here. He's given Brazil real defensive discipline without sacrificing that terrifying attack they've been missing for years. Up front, you've got Vinicius Jr., who, let's face it, on his best days is probably the most dangerous attacker in world football. The big hurdle, though, is psychological, overcoming the ghost of that devastating 7-1 loss back in 2014 that never fully leaves the collective mind. But Ancelotti believes this team is completely different, and after 24 years, Brazil actually believes it too. They're readier than ever.
All right, crossing the Atlantic, we hit the European powerhouses, 2 Iberian heavyweights sitting at our number 3 and number 2 spots. At number 3, it's Portugal. And look, guys, this is the final chance. Cristiano Ronaldo is 41 years old. He's entering a record 6th World Cup. No outfield player in history has ever done that. But he's never won it, and neither has Portugal. What's really interesting, though, is that even if you take Ronaldo out of the equation, this squad's spine is elite. You've got Bruno Fernandes, Vitinha, Bernardo Silva, Ruben Diaz. They're the 2025 Nations League champions, taking down Germany and Spain to get there. But there's that quarterfinal ceiling. They keep reaching the knockouts, and they just keep losing. For this incredible squad to finally win the whole thing, they absolutely must break that knockout stage curse.
It's so fascinating to compare Portugal's aging spine leaning on a 41-year-old Ronaldo with Spain's frankly terrifying youth movement. Lamine Yamal is just 18. Pedri is 22. Nico Williams is 22. It is a massive generational shift playing out right in front of our eyes.
Which brings us perfectly to number 2, Spain. Ask any analyst right now, and they'll tell you Spain plays the best football in the world, hands down. They are the Euro 2024 winners, and their qualifying record is just absurd. A perfect 10 wins from 10 matches, 36 goals scored, and only 4 conceded. Backed by Ballon d'Or winner Rodri anchoring the midfield, they have a relentless winning mentality. Now, the only real question mark is their lack of a traditional striker, which, can be tricky against a low defensive block. But here's the reality. Spain hasn't cared about that for 2 years. They just keep winning. With their youthful dominance, this team has years of trophies ahead of them.
Next up, the unstoppable French machine. We've reached the absolute top of the predictions.
When you map out their modern dominance, you immediately see exactly why analysts and bookies worldwide view France as the undisputed number one. Look at this. Title in 1998, title in 2018, finalists in 2022, a game where they were basically out of it and still almost won thanks to an Mbappé hat-trick. They're practically a permanent fixture at the end of this tournament.
So the crucial point separating them from the rest of the pack is their absolutely terrifying depth. Kylian Mbappé is now 27, sitting right at the peak of his powers, but it's the unmatched depth behind him, players like Dembélé, Tchouaméni, Upamecano, and Konate, that makes them so incredibly lethal. An injury to a key player doesn't derail this team, it literally just creates an opportunity for another superstar to step in. Now, yes, manager Didier Deschamps plays a very conservative style. They can look a bit flat sometimes and everything heavily runs through Mbappé. But France doesn't need to be the most exciting team. As they proved back in 2018, they just need to be the last one standing. Their depth makes them virtually immune to the 39-day grind.
But, and this is a big but, football does not care about your predictions. I absolutely love this quote from our source material. We can sit here, crunch the analytics, marvel at France's depth, and hype up Spain's youth all day long. But the beautiful game has a funny way of just completely resetting the narrative.
Which leads us perfectly to the dangerous dark horses. These are the overlooked squads with the exact tools to completely dismantle the giants we just talked about. First up, Ecuador. Definitely the most overlooked team in the field. Their superpower? The absolute best defensive record in South America during qualifying. Better than Brazil, better than Argentina. They are essentially allergic to conceding goals, backed by world-class talent like Caicedo. Next is Turkey. Their superpower is incredibly exciting youth, specifically Arda Güler and Kenan Yıldız. They are here to announce themselves, and honestly, nobody knows how far that momentum can carry them. Finally, Morocco. They kept most of the squad that shocked the world to reach the 2022 semifinals. Their specific threat? They face Brazil in Group C. If they beat Brazil early on, the entire tournament bracket opens up completely. None of these three are supposed to win, which is exactly why one of them just might.
5 favorites, 3 dark horses, 1 trophy. That really sums up everything we've explored in today's explainer. Football has a wonderful, maddening habit of ignoring all logic and all data, and that is exactly what makes it the greatest game on earth. So, I leave you with this final, provocative question. Which team actually wins it? When you weigh the pressure, the incredible depth, the fearless youth, and those dangerous wildcards, who comes out on top? Drop your prediction in the comments below. The massive tournament begins tomorrow, and the game has not changed. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and enjoy